Today I want to talk to you about the PowerStrips by FGX, and I want to talk about all the technologies that have been engineered into them. There are 5 of them. The first is the water-soluble adhesive. The second is the far infrared technology that is germanium-based. The third is Korean red ginseng, an important nutrient. The fourth is the alpha-3 CMP marine phytoplankton that is proprietary to our company. And the last thing I'll talk about is silver. The water-soluble technology that's been designed into the PowerStrips by FGX is critical. The strips are designed for regular use. And the patented process that's been used to design and to make this adhesive actually allows for a skin-friendly process. Most adhesives that are in this technology, in the transdermal technology, are actually pretty caustic to the skin. So if you use them on a regular basis, you get irritation. But in the case of the PowerStrip, you have a water-soluble technology that is gentle on the skin, is much less likely to cause things like contact dermatitis, and a big bonus is that people with skin issues will be less sensitive to this adhesive. These are all very important things to understand because they've been designed for regular use. The next technology that I want to talk about is far infrared technology that is germanium based. Incorporated into the strip, into the base of the strip itself, are particles of germanium. Germanium is a naturally occurring element, but it has very interesting optical properties. It's understood by science that the body gives off energy in a spectrum of wavelengths. What germanium is able to do is actually absorb all of those wavelengths that are coming off the body and striking the patch and refocus it and direct it back into the body, but in the far infrared spectrum. So the question is, what does far infrared do for the body? Reported in many medical studies is that far infrared actually activates the nitric oxide pathway. The nitric oxide pathway has many beneficial effects to the body, but chief among them is that it causes dilatation of the vessels, allowing for propagation of more blood, more oxygen to every cell in the body, and then it also helps the transport of all the metabolic wastes from cells out of the body. This is a critical technology. When the far infrared energy that's reflected back into the body activates the nitric oxide pathway, blood is delivered more readily to each cell in the body. What does this do? It allows for better oxygen to get to the body. It allows for nutrition to get to each cell, but it also helps the cell's health by allowing export of all the metabolic wastes that occur as the cell goes through its process of living, of doing its job. Korean red ginseng is used in the adhesive portion of the patch. And when the skin is prepared, the Korean red ginseng actually diffuses through the skin into the body. What does it do when it reaches the body? It does many things. One of the most important things it does is it manages pain. There is good evidence in the scientific literature that calcium channels are blocked in the sensory neurons that actually conduct pain. So what it's achieved is pain mitigation. Pain is diminished. It's not felt as readily. It's actually been shown to improve memory, to improve incorporation of memory, and actually recall. So it helps the whole intellectual process. There's additional evidence in the medical literature that regular use of Korean red ginseng actually helps improve the immune system. It also helps with managing stress. It also helps with relaxation. These things work together to create an amazing effect in the body when Korean red ginseng is used on a regular basis. The medical literature also has great evidence that Korean red ginseng helps with immune response, it helps with liver function, it helps you to manage stress better. There's even evidence that regular use of Korean red ginseng helps with anti-diabetic effects. Also, there's evidence that Korean red ginseng can normalize blood pressure. And what this means is that if you have an abnormally high blood pressure, it normalizes it low. If you have an abnormally low blood pressure, it normalizes it back higher. So it has an adaptogenic effect on blood pressure. And this is an amazing statement. Another thing they discuss in the medical literature and show excellent experiments for is for sexual dysfunction, not just in men, but in women. There's evidence that women with climacteric problems actually have relief from that by taking Korean red ginseng on a regular basis. Another technology incorporated into the FGX PowerStrips is the alpha-3 CMP marine phytoplankton. Now this is proprietary to this company, and that's important to know. Nobody else is going to have this. So what does the alpha CMP marine phytoplankton do for us? Well, it provides one of the best single sources of nutrition that's available in one place. There's also university studies that show that by taking this proprietary technology, this proprietary marine phytoplankton, that we boost our immune system. That same university study talks about elevated mood and an increased sense of well-being. Alpha-3 CMP marine phytoplankton provides almost complete nutrition. It provides all the building blocks, all the tools that the cells require to either restore health or to maintain health. Silver is another technology that's been developed for the FGX PowerStrips. Now, for more than 100 years, we've understood that silver has strong antimicrobial effects. In fact, 100 years ago, when they would draw water out of a well, often a silver coin would be introduced into it. Now, the people who did that weren't sure why they were doing that. But now we understand that what was going on is that silver was having a direct effect on the bacterial count in the water. It was also protecting against protozoal infections, fungi, and also viruses. Recent studies have shown that the silver functions as an antimicrobial in a certain way. What it tends to do is attack or adhere to the membrane of a bacteria or the cell wall of a fungus and actually inactivate or kill those species. So silver has been incorporated to provide for protection against infection. So as you see by the discussion of each of these technologies, that each one has been thoughtfully engineered to work together. But in some cases, some of these technologies actually synergize. They actually come together and create an effect that is greater than their components. For example, in far infrared technology that is germanium based, what occurs is that the nitric oxide pathway is turned on. We've talked about how that dilates vessels and it allows for the delivery of more blood, more nutrition to each of the cells. Well, that's going on. But at the same time, the patch is also delivering the alpha-3 CMP marine phytoplankton, which is, as we've said, one of the most complete sources of nutrition on Earth. Taken together, the far infrared energy opens up the vessels and allows for delivery of this amazing nutritional element, the alpha-3 CMP marine phytoplankton, to every cell. This makes every cell in the body healthier, it allows it to function better, and it allows it to maintain health. So in summary, what I'd like to do is just mention each of these elements again so that you understand it in a global way. To begin with, we have the water-soluble, patented technology that's gentle on the skin, so it helps us with regular use. We also have germanium-based far infrared technology that activates the nitric oxide pathway. Third, we have the proprietary alpha-3 CMP marine phytoplankton that delivers almost complete nutrition. The Korean red ginseng that has been designed into the patch delivers many positive healthful effects. The medical literature bears this out. That's important to remember. The last technology is silver. Silver has been incorporated into this technology for a very important reason. It has strong antimicrobial effects. It's able to fight off infections from many bacteria, from many funguses, viruses, and even protozoa. Taken as a whole, each of these 5 amazing technologies have been thoughtfully and carefully engineered into FGX PowerStrips.
제 소개를 간단하게 하겠습니다. 제 이름은 김민수이고요. 저는 세균의 내성 기전으로 박사학위를 받았으며 현재는 고려대학교 미래융합기술원 감염병 연구실의 박사로 있습니다.
Ever since my back surgery, I have been non-stop looking for something alternative that would help my back, whether it be diet, whether it be exercise, special beds, special devices, different medications, but I try not to get involved with the medication. I've been looking for something that's natural. And when these PowerStrips were first given to me, I had become almost cynical because I was bitter and defeated from sitting on the bed visiting with my kids instead of playing in the yard visiting with my kids. So it's very personal to me.
그래서 이제는 삶이 그냥 오래 사는 양적인 삶이 아니고 얼마나 질적으로 건강하게 오래 사느냐 하는 것이 우리가 당면한 문제일 것입니다.
So when I first put the first one on, I forgot I had it on. I just did it out of courtesy.
세포를 활성화시키고 통증을 완화시켜주는 작용을 하는 기전을 가지고 있는 제품입니다. 전 세계 인류가 고통 없이 살아갈 수 있는데 조금이나마 도움이 될 수 있도록 최선의 노력을 다할 뿐입니다.
And the next morning I woke up and I got my clothes on, one leg at a time. And the first thing I noticed was the first thing is I put my first leg in, but always when I put my second leg in, I have to lean on something because I trip and fall because I can't get my leg up and it hurts. Boom, it went right in. I ran to the office and looked for the rest of these PowerStrips because I wanted to see if this was like accident, coincidence or what.
그래서 우리가 개발한 패치는 화학적으로 합성한 메디신을 먹으면서 생기는 부작용이나 장기 손상 없이 인체의 모든 부위 세포.
And I'm not kidding you, they did not leave my side. I kept them in my backpack everywhere I went.
그리고 이 콘텀 에너지와 그 허브가 거기서 여러분께서 얘기하는 허브에 대해서 간단하게 말씀드리겠습니다. 그러니까 당신들이 말하는 허브는 한국말로는 그 인삼으로 이 인삼에는 사포닌 성분이 들어있고 이 사포닌이 소염, 진통, 면역 증가, 항암 효과 등 여러 효능이 있습니다. 이건 국제적으로 다 증명이 된 거고요.
Let's just talk about the importance of energy. You know, when we're born, we're all born with energy. Experts now theorize that health is energy, that when we live a bad diet and lots of stress, the light or the energy goes down, and that's when disease happens. Or when we live a good diet and we manage our stress, then the light and the energy goes up. Well, the point is, if you look at that as a bank account, that you are the account manager, that we either make deposits or withdrawals, imagine how important PowerStrips are for every single person. I just tell people to wear it, no matter what, but put it where you think you need it most.
이 파동 에너지가 사포닌 성분의 효능을 향상시켜주고 파동 에너지 자체의 효과와 사포닌 성분의 효과가 합쳐져서 극대의 시너지 효과를 가져오는 것으로 알고 있습니다.
They have completely changed my life. And yes, I carry my kids around because that's the kind of dad I've always been.
I'm Dr. Adam Saucedo, and I want to talk to you about PowerStrips by FGX. And in particular, I want to focus on the germanium that's been incorporated in each of the strips. The germanium produces heat, and the heat relieves pain. Now I'm going to show you a series of far infrared images that demonstrates this heat in the tissues of the body. You'll see a series of images of before and after application of a PowerStrip to the human body. What you should observe is something very interesting. Before the PowerStrip, you'll see images of an arm or a leg, perhaps a back. There's even an image on the face. If you look at the image beforehand, you'll see that the energy of the image looks diminished, lower. But after the PowerStrip is applied, it's clear that the energy, the far infrared energy, coming off the individual is increased. You'll see this as a darker red. This is very important to understand. So you've seen a series of images that clearly demonstrate that there's an increase in the far infrared energy in the tissues of the body. So how does this happen? The germanium that's incorporated in the strip actually reflects far infrared energy into the tissues, which in turn causes an increase in heat. This heat relieves pain. In fact, we have a Class 1 medical device listing with the Food and Drug Administration. This is absolutely unique in the industry. In fact, in all of the reading that I've done, in all the research that I've done, I've never seen anything quite like this.